Hi everybody, I'm just about to recharge my pressure pot, fill it with air to force the resin into the wood. And some people seem to be very easily confused, because I recently mentioned, it was either on Instagram or on a video, that I'd bought a new vacuum pump and for my vacuum chamber, and they seem to think, oh, in that case then you aren't using the pressure pot anymore. It's quite strange, because it seems that no matter what I do or how hard I try to explain things, someone somewhere doesn't get it. So I had quite a few comments actually, so it's either my way of putting things across, or probably my way of putting things across. I doubt that the people out there in YouTube land are a few marbles short of full compliment. But so I'm going to just briefly explain to you what I do. So once again, here's what happens. Just there is my drying cabinet, so the wood gets cut into block form. At this stage the wood may well be quite well seasoned, so I cut it to block form. I'll seal the ends with PVA, place it in my drying cabinet, which has got a small heater in the bottom. The heat rises, drives the moisture out, and I can get down to 1 or 2% moisture content by using that. From there it goes into my PID controlled oven, where I cook it at 110 degrees centigrade, drive any remaining moisture out of the wood, and it's left to cool down, and it comes over here. The wood gets put into my vacuum chamber. It gets submerged in methacrylate resin and cactus juice or equivalent, and then I pull a nice strong vacuum with my lovely Robin Air pump. That is a gorgeous pump. It cost me the earth, but well worth it. That pump works down to 15 microns. And I'll leave that running for 4 to 6 hours until the bubbles more or less stop. This pump pulls such a strong vacuum that I can actually boil the resin. So I've got to be careful to know. I done it enough, gained enough experience now to know when it's boiling resin or when it's pulling air. And so anyway, I shut the pump off at that stage, reintroduce the atmospheric pressure, and let the wood sit under atmospheric pressure for a day, and then I'll drain the resin off, take the blocks out, and I'll turn the blocks through 180 degrees. So I'll reverse the blocks, put them back in the chamber again, pull another vacuum with the resin. That way it just seems to get a bit more air. It just seems there's a little bit of air which otherwise doesn't come out, so that seems to get it. Repeat that process, leave it in the resin until the bubbles stop forming, reintroduce the atmosphere, leave it to soak for about a day, and you'll notice when the wood is in the resin, you'll notice that after you've taken the vacuum away, the level of the resin drops. And when that level stops, when it drops so far and doesn't drop any further, then I know under atmospheric pressure I've got all the resin that I'm going to get into the wood at that stage. That's when I go back to the pressure pot, and that's when I apply +4 bar, which is 4 times more than what we're used to now under normal atmospheric pressure, and that forces just that little bit more resin into the wood and makes all the difference. Here's a look inside the pressure vessel, and you can see the wood is submerged. I've used old knife blanks, and the wood is submerged underneath the methacrylate, And in this particular pressure vessel there's a separate insert to keep the actual inside of the tank clean. On goes the lid. Tighten the lid down. Applying pressure equally and diagonally from the big wing nuts. Right, that's that. Right then, here we go. I'm now going to charge the vacuum, the pressure pot with air, with compressed air. So by opening the tap, I can decant air from my compressor up into the pressure pot, nice and slowly. The air compressor may kick in, but it's a 50 litre tank on the air compressor. So there's one bar. That's 2 bars. It's all controllable. There's a safety valve, so if I exceed the pressure limit of the vessel, it will blow the safety valve. 3 bars. And there's 4 bars. So anyway, we'll leave that now at 4 bars and leave it for a day or two under 4 bars, and then that just gets the last bit of resin into the wood. Some of you may have noticed that I've pumped the pressure vessel up to 4 bar. Well, you should have all noticed that, but you'll see on the vessel there's a warning: maximum working pressure 40 psi. 4 bar is closer to I think 60 psi, but now it's a risk that I'm prepared to take. A friend of mine, Alan's got one of these pressure vessels, and his has got a working pressure of he's got a 60 psi on it. So the same tank, the same thickness of steel. And the safety valve hasn't gone off, so I'm fairly happy to operate mine at 60 psi. But if you do the same, if you buy yourself one of these tanks and it explodes, then don't hold me responsible. First of all, I was using my homemade vacuum chamber, and yeah, that was and a hand pump, and that was probably not very efficient, but it sort of satisfied it scratched an itch more than anything, I think, in me, and I probably managed to get some resin into the wood, but I doubt whether some of those early knives were the handles were stabilised properly. And then I progressed to the vacuum chamber, which I acquired from America, from a guy called Turntex Woodworks over in America, and that and together with a motorised vacuum pump improved things enormously. However, I still noticed with certain woods I wasn't really getting the full penetration, but now, even with the difficult timbers and the close-grained, hard-grained timbers, and yew in particular, I'm getting what appears to me to be complete saturation of the wood when I cut the wood open and look inside and grind it, and how it sort of works. You know, it's telling me that I've got a good saturation, 100% saturation in the handle. So I don't know if I can get any better from my my home workshop here for stabilising wood. So anyway, that is the process. Yes, the vacuum chamber is used. Yes, the pressure vessel is used, and the oven is used. So hope that clears it up for some of you. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.